Okay, guys, welcome again to Wine Wednesday with the Whisperer. We're going to try this one more time. Just to let you know, we're late because of me, because I insisted that we do this live so that I could see your comments, and it's very blurry. But I'm going to pretend that I don't see that because we can always do better next week, right?
Right.
Anyhow, Wine Wednesday, scoot closer to me. Wine Wednesday is going to be a place that we can all unwind every week and join together and talk about whatever we want, whether it be seahorse keeping, reef keeping, or, wine pairing. And we will be doing some wine pairing on this show. And we will also be trying wines, and I've got a little story about a wine trying experiment. But please give me time to learn how to do this live thing, and hopefully, am I going to be able to see Chad over there, or no? Yeah, well,
yeah, you can, I guess.
If we can't see you, I'm very sorry, but on with the show, right? So, one of the reasons that I'm doing this, of course, besides just wanting to get to know you and you get to know me, is that I really want to learn about wine and wine pairing. And so I asked people on my social media what wines they liked and what they would pair well with. And so we're going to actually try these different wines on the show and give some instant feedback. But first, a little story. Hey, Rob. Okay, so it's working. Good. All right. So, a little story. And I want to hear your stories. The whole point to this is feedback. We might end up doing this as a call-in type situation, or maybe have different guests on the show. But either way, it's going to be really low-key. Grab your wine glass and have some fun. So, a little story about last night. We went down to the Reef shop in Indianapolis to get some supplies. And on the way back, because I'm so into this wine thing lately and wanting to learn how to pair wines with different foods and so on and so forth, I made this tough guy right here stop at this really, really fancy Italian restaurant. I'm talking about you pull up and you know that it's, well, I mean, we're not low class, but we're not pinky finger type people, if you get my drift. And this was pinky finger type restaurant for sure. Oh, thanks, Rob. Anyhow.
Thanks.
Yes, he feels beautiful. But the point is, so we stop at this restaurant, and I was dressed accordingly because I'm always dressed, for success. But this guy was in a what? What were you?
A ball cap and a t-shirt.
Which t-shirt?
Star Wars.
Now, Star Wars is cool, of course, but, for a ritzy, ditzy Italian restaurant, it's a little, But we go in, and there are literally waiters in tuxes. I mean, ties to the T, all dressed up, fancy.
Right.
And we instantly knew that we were out of our element. However, I really wanted to learn about this wine pairing, and our server was extremely nice to us. He didn't make us feel badly that we didn't, literally we could not read the menu. It was
French. Or Italian, excuse me.
Yeah, it was Italian. So, the end of the story, just to let you know, ends up with me learning how to pair wine. But the beginning of the story was that Sean really likes Olive Garden's Zuppa Toscana. And at the restaurant last night, he got his revenge many times on me by, I think that's comments for you. Read it. But anyhow, so he got his revenge many times by asking the waitress whether or not he would get refills on soup and salad and things like that. Yeah. And I kept kicking him under the table, but the bottom line is he wanted some zuppa toscana. Unfortunately, we did not realize that zuppa toscana means Tuscan soup. And so the waiter was very kind, and he was very, I don't know the word, but he was very kind in that when Sean said, "I want the zuppa," he gave us both this eye like...
Zuppa means soup, apparently.
Yeah, and he said, "You want the cheese fondue?"
Cheese
Bisque, whatever it was. And so, luckily, he gave us the save, and Sean got the calamari, and it worked out. But the good news of the evening was that I am a sweet wine kind of person. I really like the sweet wines. And I've never really been into the dry wines, but after talking to all of you guys on social media, I see that that's how it works, with food. If you're eating something heavy and meaty or whatever, you want a drier red wine because it really accentuates the flavors. I didn't believe it, but I ordered a stuffed mushroom, and it was really, really good. But the point is that I got a Chianti. Chianti? Did I say it correctly? Chianti.
Okay.
And I tasted the mushroom. It was okay. I tasted the Chianti. It was really strong. I tasted them together, and it was so much different. It had this balsamic drizzle on top, and I could actually taste the fruitiness of both the wine and the balsamic drizzle after I paired them. So it was really cool. So, anyhow, one of the things that people gave me feedback on was which wines they liked and which they paired with. So we will be doing some different foods and etc. in the future, but probably in a scene where we can edit. But tonight we're going to try a wine that was recommended by Eddie, and it's called... Wait, I want to make sure this can be seen here. Can that be seen? That's too close. All right. Man, I don't know how to focus on this thing. This really is not fun. But
yeah,
it's called 19 Crimes. Maybe if I hold it back here, maybe? No? All right. Anyways, it's called 19 Crimes, and there's a bunch of different blends, and he said that it was good, and I'll be honest, you can see the cork is removed. I've already tried it. I didn't like it. Not at all. However, when I tried it with my take-home of the stuffed mushroom, it was actually really good. So it's really cool to see how pairing the wines with food can make a difference. And I'm going to take a pause to read the comments here. We taped the server. We tipped the server.
Indeed.
Of course we did. It was awesome. So, anyways, back to the point. Sorry, guys. But we're going to try this wine tonight. We're going to see Sean's reaction to the wine.
Oh, we got a little battery.
What?
We got a little battery for you.
Okay. Well, that's all right. We'll get to the point, and we'll make this better next week. I'm sorry, guys, but we waited too long, and now the battery's low. So we're just going to do a little wine tasting. I'm going to give you my little seahorse tip for the night, and then we're going to do better next week. But Sean's going to try it in his cool little skull glass and give his feedback.
I'm not a wine connoisseur.
And we are not experts. We are not experts.
Really like wine.
This is, again, a get to know you, where you can get to know who I am and get to see me off camera, kind of, and drink some wine, okay? So,
Am I supposed to like be stirring, smelling, and stuff?
it's a swish, sniff, sip
Oh.
is the rule, I believe. But you guys can correct me. And so, for me, I am very much an olive person. So we're going to try this with olive. But, so you're supposed to, let's see.
Sorry, I'm just not a wine fan.
Sniff. And just to let you know, like this has a strong aroma. Really strong
I was
aroma.
supposed to spit. I swallowed. That's what she said.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Anyhow, so the correct way to do this is likely to either spit or, not eat and then drink. There's something about cleansing the palate. We'll get to all that. And you guys can teach me. I want you to teach me. Hey, Kay. We don't spit in this house, okay? All right?
That's what she said.
Stop. All right, anyways. I love olives. But bread, huh? I'm on a diet.
I like bread. Especially the green kind.
And see, I swear to you, totally different flavor. I could actually do this as long as I can pop an olive every 5 minutes. And I was hoping to show, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to, but I was hoping to show an app that Eddie showed me that is so cool. It's called Living Wine Labels. And, oh, wrong bottle.
Battery's going to die in about 2 minutes.
So, for the, I hope you guys can see this. I'm going to get in front of Sean here. For the 19 crimes.
Convicted of crime 18. Spared the hangman's noose. Banished to Australia. I found true love in the most unlikely of places.
You can literally...
I was banished.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was still talking. Excuse me. Excuse me, dude. All right.
To Australia.
He literally
for crimes
talks
against the
to me
crown.
until she was
They
crying.
believed my
That's
story
so
was
cool.
over. But it was merely the beginning.
So, just a cool little thing. I didn't even realize that there were apps out there that would make your wine bottle talk to you before you're drunk. That's...
Before you're drunk.
Oh, that's... Sorry. Anyway.
It happens afterwards.
Okay. So, getting on to it. Oh, apparently my wine guy on the app crashed. For the seahorse portion today, I'm going to answer a question that I have not been able to make a video about yet. And Sean's going to tell me the question.
With this question.
Yes.
It's like Tracy Vitale asked, what do I use to cover intakes and power heads?
So what do we use to cover intakes and power heads in a seahorse tank? And I just happen to have a few things to show you. What do you know? So, what I use, just to be completely honest, are literally, and I'm not going to be able to focus, I know, I'm sorry, but I literally use mesh that you get at a hardware store, or like any place. What's it? It's not mesh. It's plastic mesh. That's what it is. But I can't remember the exact name. It's I'll link it in the description later. But it is what you knit or I don't even know what you do with it. But But the bottom line is, I use that with zip ties to cover my power head or my intakes. It works like a charm. Very cheap, very easy, simple solution. We've also got sponges. Knitting mesh. Thank you so much. Knitting mesh.
Knitting.
Knitting mesh. Have I mentioned I don't like live at all? Okay. So then we've got sponges with a little bit of floss on the side. Pretend you didn't see that. And these sponges, I'm sorry, I'm working with a delay and it's very irritating.
Gosh.
But they have a hole. Literally, I probably should not. Because right, using sponges, you can clean them. With the mesh, I literally rarely have to, what? Okay, it's fine. If we cut off, I apologize. We're on low battery. We took too long. But we'll make this better next week, guys, I promise. We're going to talk about reefing a lot more, too, not just seahorses. I messed up, sorry. But bear with me, and we'll get there. But anyways, so the sponges as, am I saying your name correctly? Kay, say.
Okay.
I love you, but tell me how to say your name. Anyways, with the sponge, you can literally insert any kind of intake into it. We're not going to make any funny gestures since we're drinking wine and stuff. But, yeah, this can literally pop up over an intake and work like a charm. Finally, these things are the bomb, okay? And it does depend on the size of the aquarium and such. But literally, this one would work for, I'm sorry, let me correct myself. This is one size fits all. I thought they were by the gallon, but they're not. And literally, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I will link this in the description. You can, and I'm not advertising for them. I don't even, I mean, I know them, but okay. Anyways, literally, you attach it to the bottom, and it's like a pre-filter that the seahorses can't get caught their tails up in. It's really cool. And so, lots of different methods to cover your intakes. With power heads, I use the mesh.
We're being cut off.
Alrighty. Fantastic.
Because of the battery. Things are freezing.